Hey guys, it's Aiden from Amarna Studios. Today we're going to be working on some polyester long sleeves and some hats, doing some screen printed transfers. But yeah, let's get into it. So these are the blanks that we're working with. They are polyester long sleeves, almost like a dry fit kind of material. And when you're working with these, you kind of have to use a special type of ink. It's called polywhite or polybase. Basically just helps it bind to the polyester fabric. So we will be doing that as well. We're just doing a simple two-color white print on the blue, and then there's also a gray variation that we're going to be printing black on. So for the hats, we're doing screen printed transfers, which I already made, but I'm going to do a separate video kind of explaining the process behind those and when they might be useful. But yeah, so that's how we're going to do the hats. 100 long sleeves and about 50 hats to do. Yeah, so we're just gonna jump into it. First off, we're gonna take a look at the polyester long sleeves and get started with those. Here's the screen we're gonna be using. I'll throw this up on the press. Alright, so we're gonna take my screen down here first. Just get that out of the way. So now we can take main screen, throw it up on the press. Here. Alright, so now what we're going to do is actually register the design, and to do this, you put your crosshairs on there. Kind of just want to make sure it is centered and straight. Alright, and once you think you have it in a good spot, we're going to come back here, tighten these, hopefully at the same time. This press is a little finicky and stuff, but it works. So now that that's all set, we're going to go ahead and tape up the screen. Alright, and then as far as screen tape goes, I usually like using the split tape. It's a little more expensive, so I have 2-inch white tape today. And basically for taping the screens, I like to start at the top so that when you're all done, just tear off from here and it gets all the other sides. But yeah, super simple. And then I do have another design on here. This is what I used for the screen printed hat transfers. So we're going to go ahead and cover these as well. So now that everything is all taped up, we can go ahead and see how far down our design is, and we can either adjust the screen to get it in the right position, or we can adjust the palette. Or the third option is you can just pull the shirt set distance off the palette every time to adjust. Any of those work for placement on screen printing, so I'm going to see how far down it is and see how far off it is from my mark. Alright, I have just one of these rulers. We're just going to stick it under the screen and see where the top of the design hits. So that is about 2.5 down. We're printing these on the back, so we're probably going to want to go about 3.5 down. So we're just going to be pulling each of these off about 1 inch every time. So yeah, let's run a test. Alright, so before we do the test print, we're going to prep a couple things. First thing being our squeegee we're going to use. And we're going to go ahead and take this bucket. Alright, and what I'm doing here is just cleaning off the normal white off this squeegee. And because we're doing white to white, you don't have to get it like perfectly clean. Like, I'm literally just going to scrape off all the way down. Alright, so just enough, just clean enough where most of the regular white is gone. And again, that's because we're going to go ahead and use poly white anyway. Alright, so let me grab the poly white quickly. Yeah, so right here, she's in poly white from McLogan, just some. Alright, so the thing that sucks about poly white is how thick it is. Holy shit, it's really cold in my studio. So something you can do is warm up your ink, whether that's from throwing it on a flash or on a dryer, something like that. but that'll make it easier to work with, or just mixing the ink. That'll also help it. All right, so got a decent amount of polywhite on there. I'm just gonna leave that in there. Okay, so now we're gonna turn on the flash, wait for that to heat up, and then we can do our first test print. Okay, so that's gonna take about 10 minutes to heat up. So in the meantime, I'm going to tape off the 2 remaining crosshairs that we used to align everything, and we can do a test print on a rag to see how it turns out. Pretty simple. I like to do it on the underside so that the tape doesn't come off while you're printing. And there we go. That's it. And then now we're just gonna get a shirt. Usually you want to pick a contrasting color. Like we're printing white, our contrasting color is going to be dark, maybe black. All right, so we're just going to throw some glue. All right, and right now we're just looking for pinholes in the screen, and just to make sure that everything washed out okay. Test the ink, double check the distance down, but that's kind of what we're doing right now. So we're going to go ahead and take this. Hopefully the ink's not too fucked. Oh, it kind of is. All right, so we're gonna fuck with this for a minute, see if we can get it. So we're gonna run our first test print. It might take a minute, but yeah, let's do it. Okay. Holy shit. Let's see how that looks. All right. Okay, obviously we're gonna have to warm the fuck out of that. No pinholes that I'm seeing around the design. Everything's coming through clear. Again, this is just a test. So yeah, now we're gonna go ahead, wait for the flash to heat up, run one more test, and then we'll get started. So here's the final print. As you can see, it turned out pretty nice. Now we just have to do all of these. So after a quick little lunch break, I think I'm all good to get started on these long sleeves. But yeah, let's get it. Alright, and first thing we're gonna do is actually clean out all of the white ink that's on the screen already. And yeah, so we're just gonna scoop up as much as we can. The ink is very cold since it's early and everything. So it's kind of hard to work with. So everything else on here, we're just gonna deal with it and clean it. And then as far as cleaning, just going with the press wash to start. All we have to do is grab that. Fucking broke. That never happens. Anyway, we got half of it. Not bad, not bad. Alright. I'm just gonna clean up the edges a little and take a screen opener and sparingly, we're actually gonna wipe from under. Perfect. So screen is clean. Should be all good to retape it, and then we'll get started. All done with the tape. Now we can move on to printing. All right, so we just finished all of the gray long sleeves, and now we're gonna head over to the place I used to work at to do the hats and the screen printed transfers there as well. Okay, so these are our screen printed transfers. You can see They're just screen printed on the paper, and then you kind of put them through a powder. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut all these out and then get the hats all set up. Alright, so we are all done with that job. I'm leaving in a minute to go drop everything off, but just wanted to say if you enjoyed watching the video, be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe for more, because there's going to be some cool stuff coming. But yeah, thanks for watching.